If you came across a group of students playing a game on the playground where they were beheading one another, what would you do? Maybe they were just playing a game of cowboys and Indians. If you don't know how you would respond, then this is the training program for you. I'm Tina Ramirez, the founder and president of Hardwired Global, and we train leaders all around the world to defend the fundamental human right to freedom of thought, conscience, religion, or belief. These videos will help you learn about how to teach others about the human right to freedom of thought, conscience, religion, or belief. There are many challenges to this freedom in the world today, and children are particularly faced with situations that they don't know how to respond to. We want to give you the tools to help them. So throughout this training program, we will model a unique pedagogy that helps you develop an understanding of this human right and how to develop lessons to teach others about it. Can you name one famous person that has inspired you to defend the dignity of others? People like Martin Luther King Jr., Mahatma Gandhi, and Mother Teresa inspire people to respect the dignity of others. And throughout this training, we're going to teach you how to do just that, to inspire your students to become the next leaders like these. We want to help you inspire a new generation of leaders, a generation that is willing to risk their own lives to defend the rights and freedoms of others, even at the risk of their own lives and comfort. In this lesson, you will be able to identify threats to the freedom of religion and pluralism in your community. What are some examples of intolerance that you see in the world today, or in your country, or in your community? We want you to consider these questions on your own. And then what we would have you do is post them on an artificial tree, a tree that symbolizes intolerance. Then we're going to have you place a sticker on the items that resonate with you, things that you see in your own community: refugees, discrimination, bullying. What are some of the reasons that people are intolerant towards one another? You see, these reasons are like the roots on a tree that cause it to keep growing bad fruit. Now, in our next lesson, you are going to be able to identify opportunities for religious freedom and pluralism in your community. First, what does pluralism look like in your community, in your country, or in the world? After you write those on a piece of paper, then we're going to post them on our tree. Next, the teachers will put stickers on any examples that they've seen, and they'll share their responses. Things like religious freedom, respecting other beliefs and practices, equal rights, forgiveness, reconciliation, open-mindedness, peaceful dialogue, and human dignity. Now, what are some of the reasons that societies embrace pluralism? A common humanity, understanding, respect, mercy, forgiveness, acceptance of others, sympathy, tolerance, education. Which tree would you prefer to live in? The tree of intolerance or the tree of pluralism?
When we look at concepts like pluralism or inclusiveness, it doesn't just mean that a lot of different types of people of different beliefs and faiths are living in the same community. It means that there's a genuine respect for individuals' dignity, regardless of their faith or belief.
Now I want you to consider what it was like when you were a child, alone in your bedroom at night and you heard a strange sound coming out of the closet. You may have thought the noise was coming from a monster. And what helped you overcome your fear of the monster in the closet? Maybe you woke up the next morning and checked to see if anything was there. Maybe you were brave enough to get out of bed at night and check the closet again. You took incremental steps to challenge and overcome your fears. It didn't happen overnight. That is conceptual change. You will learn how to ask questions and challenge the ideas that you have when presented with new information. Questions like, monsters are not real. Eventually, you will reconcile what you believe with the new information and develop a new way of thinking about your beliefs. The next time you hear a noise, you will have the tools to process the information and sleep peacefully, knowing that you are safe. There are 5 steps to conceptual change. One is accessing the prior knowledge or information that you have. The second is experience dissonance, where you have a problem presented that creates tension with the new information. Third, construction of new ideas, where you begin to make sense of the information by engaging in new ways of thinking and behaving. Fourth, criticism and revision of these ideas, where you sit in a classroom environment that encourages you to identify, contrast, debate the adequacy of competing ways of understanding the problem, and then examine your own conceptions more critically while considering alternative frameworks. And fifth, evaluating ideas. This is where you apply your new ways of thinking to situations around you and to solve problems through directed action. In the lessons that we're taking you through, we're beginning by posing a question to engage you and helping you access your prior knowledge. We want you to find out how prepared you feel to respond to intolerance in your school. Then we're going to use a series of lessons to help you consider new ways of thinking about how you might respond. And at each step, we're observing what prior knowledge or understanding you have about religious freedom and how you can achieve it in your community. Our first goal is to better understand this human right to freedom of religion or belief. And our second goal is to train you to develop lessons about this human right using the pedagogy of conceptual change. And to do this, we will conduct an activity where you will experience conceptual change about this human right and further understand what the key concepts included in religious freedom are. Throughout the activity, we will highlight when we observe a key concept being developed or misunderstood.